want everybody to take a look at this picture of my next guest, Monica. This was Monica in middle school. Now you have to remember what I'm talking about because school is important in this segment. She was a nerd. She was called names like Four Eyes, The Fly, Monster, because of those big Coke bottle glasses. Monica says during this hard time in her life, her one savior was her 6th grade social studies teacher, Mr. Benn. Because Mr. Benn was different than most teachers. He even stuck up for Monica when no one else would. And Monica says it was Mr. Benn's encouragement that gave her the confidence to change. And you'll never believe how much Monica has not only changed her looks, but she has also changed her name. So please, everybody, welcome Summer Hayes. How are you?
Good, I'm fine.
Nice to see you, Summer. Well, this is amazing.
Thank you.
Take a look at this.
Oh, I don't want to look at that.
Huh? Now, is it a painful memory if I show you this picture?
Yeah, I had a really rough time.
Is it because of what people called you?
That, and I used to get beat up every day on my way home from
school. You got beat up?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
By girls or boys?
Girls, guys, whatever. I had to find an alternative route home from school, and sometimes Mr. Benn would, let me go early just so I could get out of the class.
So he knew what you were going through?
Yeah.
Is that the Mr. Benn?
That's him. That's Mr. Benn.
Even though, how many years ago was this?
He's never changed.
And how many years ago are we talking about?
A lot. A lot of years.
More than 15?
Yeah, a lot more than 15.
Wow. Now, why do you want to see him? Just want to thank him?
I basically want to thank him for everything that he did for me, and I don't think I'd be here today and be the person that I am if it wasn't for him.
Well, I want you to take a look at something. He said something before the show about how he remembers you after all these years. Watch this.
My name is Mr. Benn, and I was Monica's middle school teacher. The students all gave Monica a very hard time because she was geeky and nerdy. They teased her endlessly. She was called names like Four Eyes because she wore big Coke bottle glasses. The kids made fun of her because of her stringy, greasy hair and her thrift shop clothes. I'd feel awful for Monica because I'd see her cry all the time. Those kids were so mean. I haven't seen Monica in over 30 years. I hope she's changed, and I hope she's finally happy.
Wow. So you're going to thank Mr. Benn. Wow, you're crying.
I love him. I do.
So you're going to go backstage, and boy, are you going to surprise him. Everybody, Mr. Benn. Here he is. Good to see you. Oh, that's all right. Have a seat right here.
Thank you.
Well, Don, that's amazing. I'm going to call you Don. Everybody else knows you as Mr. Benn.
Okay.
All right. Now, were you surprised that we called you?
Maury, I was shocked to death. I hadn't seen this girl in close to 30 years.
What part of the country are we talking about?
Your old part, Philadelphia.
Oh, really? In Philadelphia?
Yeah.
I worked in Philadelphia. I went to school in Philadelphia. Now, what do you remember about Monica?
I remember Monica was, she was a mousy kid, as we used to say in those days. She had the thick bottled glasses.
Right.
She had the long, stringy hair. And I would let her come to my room for lunch rather than be picked on by the kids in school.
Oh, she wouldn't even go to the cafeteria or the regular room?
As little as possible.
Now, can you imagine her looking any different than she does?
I can hope she looks different than she did.
It's been almost 30 years since you saw Monica, and she's changed a bit. She's even changed her name. Her name now is Summer Hayes.
Summer Hayes.
Summer, come out and meet Mr. Benn.
Nice to see you.
Look at this.
Spit out your gum.
I don't have. I spit it out before I came out.
Okay. It's one of the things I used to tell her.
Is that a different girl?
Yeah, I used to be taller than she was.
Now look at this. How about that?
I'm looking.
I mean, look.
Oh, I'm looking.
What do you want to tell them? Because I know this is very important to you.
I just came here and I wanted to tell you thank you for everything that you ever did for me. And that if it wasn't for you, I don't think I would have gotten the self-esteem that I have now, and I wouldn't be the person that I am. And I love you.
Wow. I don't know what to say except thanks.
Thank you. You are not the father.